Oh yeah, Love Them Knives channel. Hey, guess what I got? Don't tell anybody. Yeah, Kizer Toro. Been waiting for this baby for a while. It's like, come on, man. Matt Diskin designed Bladesmith series collaborative with Kizer, made in China, S35VN, stonewash blade. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm saying. Look at that design. When I saw this being shown off by David from Kizer at the SHOT Show. I mean, I wasn't at the SHOT Show. Can't afford little pleasures like that. What's the matter with you? Okay, so, no, but I saw it online and I said, yeah, me want that. And I do. And it's a titanium frame lock flipper, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we do a lot of those on this channel. Look at that blade stock. Is that some thick dog? That is some thick dog. I got to check that out. I've been looking at this thing and I never did have my mic out to scope that. Oh man, that's 4.5. Jeez, 4.5 millimeter, 0.177 of an inch. Wow. Okay, that's some hoss there. That's some hoss. Where? Let me get some. Let me get some little sissy boy knife out here. We can compare. Paramilitary too. Oh God, sorry about that. But look at the difference. Oh my goodness gracious. That's scary. Oh, well, let's do a size comparison while we're here. And, of course, the Toro's bigger. Well, I mean, the Para's got a 3.5-inch blade. This one's close to 4. I think it's right at 4. We're going to measure it, and I'll tell you for sure. But look at that sculpted handle here. Isn't that beautiful? That is something. Look at them lines just... That's nice. I'm digging that. And then this blade that just comes out and like a thumb ramp type deal here. This false edge up, swedge up here done. Cool, huh? I like that, but I mean, that's some honker right there. That's a big old thick stock. I like it. Heavy stonewash, but you know what? I think so. It's like got that industrial look a little bit, so you don't want it to be too pretty. Although, you know, this would be really interesting to watch some people go to work on this one. You know, some of your anodizing. All I can think of right now off the top of my head is Thai Survival out of Florida, but, you know, have them do some work on this thing. Would this be stunning? And some different, because you could do these tops like in purple and the other in gold, or blue and gold, or green and whatever. I mean, you could just mix it up, or, you know, bronze. Bronze would be nice. Bronze with maybe a blue. But look at that backspacer. Check that out. Wow. That's impressive. Look at that. Tank tread all along there. And it's fat, but you've got to accommodate for that, you know. It's fat, and that's that. Look at this. You've got a lanyard hole through there, loop, where you can put your paracord or what have you. That's cool. I like that. It's all incorporated in here, but it doesn't stick out or up, but it's there. So you could have that. Not an issue. Pocket clip. Dang, boys, I hate to tell you this, but pocket clip, I'm just not digging it. Are you digging this? I've seen these stanchions on another knife, and I'm trying to think which one it was. But, you know, to me, this is kind of like a stamped pocket clip, which I think it should have been a machined. And, you know, see this kind of ball thing? It's not like a ceramic ball thing. It's just screwed on there. These are screwed on, and then you got this part that goes across. You got a lot of little parts here making up this pocket clip, which is like how many screws and how many parts? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just a lot of stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Check the clip out, though. I've been kind of noodling over that. That's almost a little pliable for maybe... I mean, it'll slide in and out of your pants. Yeah, I guess it's deep enough to stay with you. I don't know. Let me... Okay, so here's another Kizer, right? See, I'm kind of digging that. This is the compadre. But I mean, check that out. And you could do 2 screws. You could get that bolted on, and that's not bad. It's a little stiffer, but I've carried this a number of times, and this slides right in and out. But a more machine, I don't know. I'll quit obsessing. Right and left hand carry, tip up. Why these 3 going through there? Don't know. Boom, boom, boom. Why they weren't more spaced out, but maybe it's a stylistic statement. Really? Yeah. Maybe gives you a bit more sweeping lines through here without interruption. So I'm just trying to imagine what they're trying to say with that. Contoured? Yeah. So the scales are contoured. That's nice. A lot of machining, but really a very simplistic, linear design there. And look at these scales, the handle. I mean, it's very ergonomic. Probably a little bit better for smaller hands than big hands, because even though the handle length is plenty long for big hands, it's just you're skinny here, It's not giving you a lot to wrap around like you would if, like you had this, right? Just a little bit more honk in the hand right here than this. More bulbous, more something to fill your hand height-wise. And there you go. There's a comparison. Bigger than the grip, too. This is full-size grip. So, yeah. In any case, it's very contoured. It's very stylized in that way. Yeah. Oh, man. We got 100 millimeters. We got 4-inch blade. And not quite 22.5 centimeters, but 8 3/4 inches. So not quite 9. A little over 8 3/4, maybe a hair over. So pretty good size knife. Pretty good size knife. Here's one thing that puzzles me, and I don't know, maybe I should have studied up on this a little bit more. But you've got this hole right here. Now, if you look at that carefully enough, and I don't know if I can throw enough, if you could see it close enough, you kind of got to see in there, but you see threads in there? There's threads in there. Okay, so there's a screw coming in there from behind. Now, check this out. Okay, you see that liner that's screwed in from the underside in there? Okay, now look up here. There's a detent ball and a liner up on the top. But there's a detent ball on the insert on the bottom. Okay? So when you disengage this, and well, take a look at this. I don't know if I should put light on this or the studio light's enough. But see how this, you have these 3 screws that are holding this insert on. And this insert, see, is screwed in here on the bottom and goes up to make contact here. So to disengage, just move it aside, right? But no, it's not going anywhere. Why is it not folding up? And I couldn't figure that out for a while because I wasn't looking carefully enough. But I finally decided I'm either going to take it apart or I'm going to do something. But I couldn't figure out because it was really difficult to go over there and I'm going, is that detent ball too big? What am I hitting? And I go, I'm not even hitting the detent ball here. I'm not hitting that ball. What am I hitting? I'm hitting that ball. I'm hitting actually that liner up here on top. See? That's insane. See that liner and that detent ball? So I'm hitting that. That's what I'm hitting when I'm going back. So when you go to fold this knife up, you think you're coming in contact with that detent ball you got to overcome. You are, but it's not this lower one. You've removed this. It's that top one. How strange is that? Which makes it really kind of a tough pull to disengage. Is there a reason for that? Why did they do that top liner like that? Why did they do that? See the liner runs all the way along the top? Like that? I don't know. I couldn't figure that out. Interesting. So it's not like, well, let's just take the compadre again. The compadre, you disengage that and it just falls, okay? Again, you disengage this lock bar and it just falls. This one, you disengage this lock bar and it ain't going anywhere. You got to really kick it. Now, I don't know if mine is the way it's supposed to be or not. So, pipe in, let me know when you get yours. You know, if you do get one, let me know if yours is the same. So, here's the only danger about that I see. I know I'm kind of getting out of control on this deal, but if you disengage this lock bar too far back, and this is so difficult, you're really pushing it hard, when it does break over that detent ball, it's going to slam shut. It's going to slam shut right on your thumb. Now, if you if you disengage it here, not a problem because your flipper tab hits you. So that's really the safest way to disengage this, is to break it past that detent ball with your thumb as far forward as possible, or you just do it like this. I mean, you use your pressure from back here and get out of the way. However you want to do that. But if you want to do it one-handed, then get your thumb right up here. Don't get back too far, because then the flipper tab won't touch your thumb. The blade will. And we're not going to demonstrate that. No, we're not. But I'll tell you one thing, folks. This has a lot of detent. It's got a lot of detent. It's really strong. I have this detent scale I always talk about, you know, between 1 and 10, 1 being the weakest, it just falls out of the scales, 10 being like bust ass. And I'll tell you what, I never thought I'd hold a knife that would get close to my 10. But most knives, you know, probably the toughest ones are like 7.5. And I'll tell you what, I think this is an 8.5 to a 9. This is some tough. If you live in Canada, because, you know, customs won't let any gravity knives through, supposedly. I mean, I've sent some that should have not made it through, and they made it through because I could gravity flip them. You cannot gravity flip this. If you can then go and pitch for the Yankees. I swear to God, if you got a shoulder and an arm that can do that, because this is tough. This is tough. It really is. This is, oof, that is some stiff detent. And then, you know, bringing it back in, you're disengaged here. You're not touching that detent ball, but you are hitting that top liner and detent ball. And so to break it, you gotta bring it from behind. But, you know, until you get past that, you better get your thumb under there, under that flipper tab. Just saying. Because you are going to cut your thumb and slice it good. So just because you're pushing so hard. I mean, you're pushing so hard from behind. Once you break that, you know, this thing may fly forward, and, you know, and that's a bad day. Other than that, yeah, I think you can get used to this, and I think another thing's going to happen as well. I think over time this is going to smooth out a bit, and it will loosen up a bit. And what I'm also thinking is that I'm thinking I might take this apart take a closer look at that upper liner that's engaging there. See? And also see if maybe this is tweaked a little too tight. I mean, you don't want any blade play. And there's no blade play this way. Okay, going up and down. There's no blade play this way. And when this lock bar is engaged, there's no lock rock. There's nothing going on here. It's just like when you disengage this, all of a sudden, yeah, you're getting a rock because you're ready to go ahead and close, but you're not because you're hitting that other liner that's on the top. Freaky. It's centered, so I mean, I'm not seeing anything there that I think needs adjusting. It's just strange. It's very different in its own way. Don't know why they did both liners. So that'll be a learning experience for me because somebody's going to explain it to me. Somebody's going to explain it to me. And then I'll know. Because right now, I'm scratching my head. I don't know. Why does this not need it? You know? I don't know. I just, and no other knife have I ever had that did that. So, search me. I know one thing. I really, really was looking forward to getting this knife in my hands. The design is beautiful. The detent is unbearably wonderful. I mean, if you like strong detent, you're going to love this. But maybe a little strong. Kind of be careful of what you wish for because you might just get it. That's some strong detent. But, you know, maybe, you know, a little, you know, not tall enough here, but I mean, you can live with it. It's, you know, I'm probably just, you know, getting a little bit overwrought, but yeah, it's not as tall there, but yeah, you can deal with that. You can deal with it. I think it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Riot Future when I'd hold it, because that knife wasn't all that tall there either. But, you know, you do have that much more of a guard going on when you have your finger up here. So you do have a lot of protection here to keep from going forward. And last but not least, before we weigh it, will it act like a knife? Well, I guess it will. Yep. It'll cut. S35VN. Good, strong, you know, and it's getting more and more commonly used in knives, but is it still a damn good steel? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Pocket clip. Nah, I'd like a one-piece unit, you know, kind of like that machined, you know, something. But, oh well, not big with this. Screws here, you know. Screw here to hold this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'm digging that. But I like the size. It's a big knife. I like big knives. Big, thick blade stock. That's tough stuff. That's cool. Got very strong detent. No doubt about that. Do you love the pivot or not? Does it work with this? Because this is a very common pivot style for Kizer. So do you love it or you hate it? You know, I haven't made my mind up about this. I think you could have done maybe a like 5-spoke type deal or something to continue this line striation thing through here and kind of carry that forward instead of the pinwheel. I don't know. I'm still deciding on that, but I know one thing. Overall, I really like the design of this knife. I like the fact it's big. I like the big, thick, hardy blade stock. It's definitely not going to shake open accidentally, shall we say. And the flipper tab is very kind of diminutive, not real tall, not really in the way, not just hanging up there like an antenna or anything, being stupid. And you know how this thing is kind of jimped over here, like a tank tread? That's cool. You can make contact with that. It's kind of far forward, but it's really, it'll engage your finger right there. So that does flip pretty well. I like that. I like the flipper tab, and they milled out the inside of it. So I kind of like that styling cue along with it as well. Yeah, I mean, all that I do like. So much of this that I do like, I can kind of forgive the rest. Although I'm just curious about, I saw the hole in the front of the scale and I'm like, what gives with that, And there's threads in there. And I'm like, so there's a screw coming through from the backside? And then it took Mr. Brain here a little while to try and figure out what he was hitting when he was disengaging this. I still thought I was hitting the detent ball down here. And then finally I figured out I'm not. So that was weird. Finally got my act together on that. Matt Diskin, yes indeed. Ki4503, 3.96 inch Vulcan flipper. Really? I like to call it the Toro. Right? 4503. I don't know. In any case, almost 9 inches, 4-inch blade, S35VN, drop point flat, stone wash. Yes, it is. It's a stone washing son of a gun. 5.8, so that's tip up, right hand or left hand. Well, okay. Now I get Vulcan part. It's after his custom Vulcan design. That's weird that they would put it on the Kizer box. Isn't that strange? That is really, really strange. In any case, full sculpted backspacer, and that is cool. Yeah, and I have people who have said things like, and here's your made in China, of course, and there's your model number. Yes, people who have said, this open designs aren't all that to them because they're going, no, you don't want things to be able to, you got another thing in your pocket, keys or something, and they accidentally come in contact and jam through there, and then they come in contact with the blade because, this is open, and so things can poke through there and touch the blade, and this protects the blade. So it is a good point that I miss frequently to talk about. Yeah, a backspacer's there, and it's a good thing in a way because, yeah, it does protect that blade. Not that I put things in. My knife carrying pocket really stays pretty clear of anything else. Keys and everything go in another pocket. But for those of you that throw a bunch of stuff in the same pocket with a knife, I get that. And I do like that backspacer. And I do like the overall design of this knife, and I'm glad I got it in my hands. It's a good looking knife. Cool carry knife. Oh, what does it weigh? Well, not quite 6 ounces, right? It said 5.8, so let's see. It can't make up its mind. Are you finally decided? 5.9, 5.8? Come on. 166 grams. You sure it's still 5.9 now? Kept dancing back and forth. Okay, there you go. And as a Bladesmith series, let's just not forget about that. Comes the outer box, comes with the inner box, which is really crush proof, and you get a nice pouch and big zipper and all that kind of stuff with microfiber cloth, paperwork, pouch, inside the pouch, of course, where you put the knife, and then you got 2 little extra pockets for other things. So, yeah, that's cool. Maybe your fire starter, or God only knows what else could go in there. But yeah, chapstick. Whatever turns you on. In any case, yes, I'm glad to have this. Really look forward to it. That and the Megatherium and the Gun Hammer and a couple of others were really stuff for the 2017 year that I really did want to check out. I had spied like 4 or 5 different knives. The Wakula was another one I just thought was really cooler. And it is. I like that front flipper. So in any case, thanks for joining me. It's Kizer again. In any case, stay with us. Love Them Knives channel. Subscribe if you'd like. And we got table sales. We got some subscriber giveaways. So to be a subscriber, yes, there are perks. And you know what we do on this channel. We love them knives. So stay sharp.